Hey everyone! Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. Today, we're diving into a fascinating and somewhat complex topic, narcissists' secret fear, how they really feel when life gets hard alone. If you've ever dealt with a narcissist, you know how challenging it can be. So, let's unpack this together. Narcissists are known for their grandiose sense of self-importance, a need for excessive attention and admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. This personality type can often make relationships with them difficult and draining. But what happens when you decide to leave, and they suddenly realize that life is not as easy or fulfilling without you? 1. Initial reaction, denial and anger. When a narcissist first realizes that you're no longer around, their initial reaction is often denial. Narcissists have an inflated sense of self-worth and believe that they are indispensable to those around them. The idea that someone could choose to leave them can be incomprehensible. This denial is frequently accompanied by anger. They may lash out, blaming you for their problems and accusing you of betrayal. Their anger is a defense mechanism to protect their fragile ego. Following this initial phase, they may attempt to win you back through manipulation, charm, or promises of change, exploiting your vulnerabilities and past attachments. This is often a strategic move to regain control and reinforce their self-esteem. If these tactics fail, they might shift to a smear campaign, spreading rumors and lies to tarnish your reputation, aiming to isolate you socially and emotionally. The narcissist's behavior during this period reflects their deep-seated need for validation and fear of abandonment, driving them to extremes to maintain their sense of superiority and control. 2. Attempts to re-establish control. Once the initial shock wears off, a narcissist's next move is often to try to regain control. This could manifest in various ways, such as attempting to contact you repeatedly, making grand gestures to win you back, or even trying to manipulate mutual friends or family members to get you to return. Narcissists thrive on control and validation from others, and losing you threatens their sense of power. They might use guilt-tripping, playing the victim, or making false promises of change to lure you back. Their actions can be relentless and insidious, aimed at breaking your resolve and re-establishing their dominance. Understanding these tactics is crucial for maintaining your boundaries and protecting your emotional well-being. 3. Playing the victim. If their attempts to regain control fail, narcissists often shift tactics and play the victim. They might tell sob stories to anyone who will listen, painting themselves as the ones who were wronged. This is an attempt to garner sympathy and, once again, to manipulate you into coming back. By playing the victim, they aim to make you feel guilty and responsible for their suffering. They may recount exaggerated or fabricated tales of their hardships, emphasizing how others have mistreated or misunderstood them. This strategy serves to deflect blame from themselves and elicit compassion from those around them. Additionally, by presenting themselves as helpless or persecuted, narcissists can rally support from others who might otherwise see through their manipulative behavior. This victim-playing tactic can be especially effective because it preys on the empathy and kindness of those they target. As a result, the people around them may feel compelled to offer help or reassurance, inadvertently reinforcing the narcissist's control. This manipulation can make it challenging for victims to break free, as they are constantly made to feel responsible for the narcissist's emotional well-being. Furthermore, the narcissist's portrayal of victimhood can isolate the real victim from their support network, as mutual acquaintances may be swayed by the narcissist's convincing narratives. This isolation further entrenches the narcissist's influence, making it harder for the actual victim to seek help and perspective. Understanding this tactic is crucial in recognizing and resisting the manipulative behaviors of narcissists. 4. Hoovering. Hoovering is a term used to describe the tactics a narcissist might use to suck you back into their sphere of influence, much like a vacuum cleaner hoovers up dirt. This manipulative behavior often manifests through various strategies designed to reel you back in. One common tactic is love bombing, where the narcissist showers you with excessive affection and attention, creating an overwhelming sense of connection. Another strategy involves making false promises of change, convincing you that things will be different this time around. Additionally, Narcissists may employ sentimental reminders of your past relationship, evoking nostalgia and emotional responses. Hoovering serves as a way for narcissists to reassert their control over you, ensuring that they continue to receive the validation and attention they crave. By pulling you back into their orbit, they maintain their power and influence, often leaving you caught in a cycle of manipulation and emotional turmoil. It's important to recognize these tactics and set boundaries to protect yourself from being drawn back into a toxic relationship. Understanding hoovering can empower you to stay vigilant and prioritize your well-being, breaking free from the manipulative patterns that narcissists employ. 5. Devaluation and smear campaigns. When it becomes clear that you are not coming back, the narcissist's behavior can turn even more toxic. They may start to devalue you, belittling your character, and questioning your decisions. This is often coupled with smear campaigns, where they spread rumors and lies about you to mutual acquaintances. This serves two purposes: it tarnishes your reputation and reinforces their own sense of superiority. The narcissist might attempt to rewrite the history of your relationship, portraying themselves as the victim and you as the villain. They may also seek to recruit others to their side, creating a network of enablers who echo their distorted narrative. Additionally, the narcissist might engage in manipulative tactics such as gaslighting, making you doubt your own perceptions and memories. This psychological warfare is designed to undermine your confidence and keep you off balance. The ultimate goal is to regain control over you and the situation. By projecting their own insecurities and faults onto you, they deflect responsibility and maintain their grandiose self-image. It's crucial to recognize these patterns and protect yourself by setting firm boundaries, seeking support from trusted individuals, and focusing on your own healing and well-being. 6. Self-reflection and rare cases of change. In very rare cases, a narcissist may actually engage in some level of self-reflection when they realize life is hard without you. This is not typical, as true narcissists have a deeply ingrained personality disorder that makes genuine change difficult. However, under certain circumstances, such as facing significant consequences or losing multiple important relationships, they might seek therapy or begin to question their behavior. Even then, change is a slow and uncertain process. 7. Finding new sources of supply. Eventually, most narcissists will seek out new sources of narcissistic supply. This means finding new people to control, manipulate, and validate their sense of self-worth. They may enter new relationships quickly, trying to fill the void left by your departure. This can provide them with the attention and admiration they crave, but it is often just a temporary fix, as the underlying issues remain unresolved. 8. The long-term impact. Over the long term, a narcissist who has lost a significant relationship like yours might continue to struggle with feelings of emptiness and inadequacy. They may experience short-lived highs when they find new sources of supply, but these are often followed by periods of dissatisfaction and frustration. Without addressing the root causes of their behavior, they are likely to repeat the same patterns, leading to a cycle of broken relationships and unfulfilled desires. Thank you so much for watching and being part of this important discussion. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might benefit from it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss any of our future content. Your support means the world to us. Until next time, take care of yourselves and remember to stay strong and empowered. Sitting at the family table used to send shivers down my spine, especially with my dad around. Curious why? Allow me to shed some light. Those gatherings were far from pleasant, thanks to his peculiar and off-putting eating quirks. Instead of fostering warmth, dining with him left us feeling uneasy and on edge. The aftermath of each meal stirred up a whirlwind of emotions. Confusion and guilt for not finding an escape from sharing a meal with him. Looking back, I can vividly recall the intensity and challenge of those habits. Hence, my choice to broach this subject today. In this segment, I'll explore 5 odd eating habits commonly linked with narcissistic tendencies. If you're intrigued by this topic, don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button. Before diving into the first habit, it's important to clarify that I'm not suggesting individuals with these eating habits are necessarily narcissists. It would be unfair to make such a broad statement, as everyone has their own quirks. Some may have unusual eating habits without displaying narcissistic traits. This differentiation is crucial. These behaviors serve as potential signs of narcissism, reflecting a craving for dominance, control, and validation. However, they shouldn't be used as standalone diagnostic criteria. It's essential to examine the broader context and view these habits as part of a larger behavioral picture. To start, let's talk about how they eat like animals. Before I go any further, let me make it clear. This isn't about animals. It's about how some people may act like animals. Imagine that they don't care about the other people who are eating around them and just keep chomping away without any manners. They make rude noises and don't cover their mouths, as if they're in a hurry to eat everything on their plate. They eat like it's their last meal, no matter how much or what it is, because quantity seems to be more important to them than quality. It really makes no sense. This is especially true for cerebral narcissists, who are as cut off from their bodies as a machine. They don't give a damn about how they look, smell, or feel in any other way. I asked my dad once how the food tasted, and what he said shocked me. It was like, what do you mean? What does taste mean? It was like the idea of taste was alien to him. Moments like these make me wonder if they can feel anything other than their own thoughts and feelings. I remember him telling me, throw me some cattle feed with a pinch of salt, and I'll wolf it down. For him, it doesn't matter. It's enough to just have something to eat. Now, you might want to admire how humble he seems. But I have to tell you, it's not humble at all. What he eats and how he cooks it. Really disgusting. The best part? Get ready for a fight if you dare ask for some peace and quiet while you chew. It's really annoying. Please quiet down for a moment. Or maybe close your mouth and chew. But for them, it's not just a request, it's an attack on who they are. If you say that their eating habits aren't perfect, they'll get angry, and they won't take any criticism. It seems like they don't know what proper table manners are. They take away your right to eat in peace, even though they know they're making you uncomfortable. It's not unfair to expect some common sense, but they have no idea what that means. They care only about their own ego, and if you question their behavior, you must be doing something wrong. They'll brush off your worries by saying, "You're so sensitive these days," as if your pain isn't important. Second, let's talk about delergasms, which are something that some narcissists do. You did hear that right. Deorism is when delusion and orgasm come together. Let me explain further. Think about this. While we ate, my dad would tell us stories about his successes. His face showed that he was enjoying the attention he was getting as we sat down at the table. As soon as the food was ready, he would start talking about his day and brag about how he had beaten someone at work or done something better. With each story, he would bask in the glow of how great he thought he was, his face shining with pride, entitlement, and selfishness. It was really strange that he insisted that he was always the hero of his own story. In every story, he was shown to be the winner, the hero, or the perfect main character. It didn't matter if the story seemed unbelievable or made up. In his mind, he was unbeatable and always came out on top. I came up with the word delergasm to describe this feeling because for these people, telling their stories of grandeur is like hitting a personal peak. It's like living out their dreams, and people who listen give them the approval they need. We loved his stories as kids and felt like we were part of the same dream. We saw him as the leader and paid close attention to everything he said. Even his selfish wife played her part by pretending to be interested in him to boost his ego and keep up the appearance that he was better than everyone else. Third, Let's talk about another bad eating habit some narcissists have: being too careful and trying to be perfect. This isn't a normal case of bad table manners. Narcissists, on the other hand, are very controlling, even when it comes to simple things like eating. Not only how they eat, but also how everyone else does. Not just being nice, they want people to follow their carefully thought-out rules. They control everything about your meal, from the angle of your spoon to the speed at which you chew. It's like being in a show where everyone is watching your every move. Anytime they don't follow the plan, they get scolded right away. It's not just their meal that you're disturbing, it's also their big show. You're supposed to do your part perfectly, without showing any personality. It's making me choke. You're not allowed to be yourself, you're just a part of their show. And if you dare to claim your independence, you are quickly reminded of your place in their carefully planned world. Not about style or grace, it's all about power and control, nothing else. These narcissists get pleasure from making other people do what they want, treating them like puppets in their perfect puppet show. They use food trickery as a fourth way to show they are in charge. It's a very sneaky strategy that gets to the heart of things. What do? They mess with your mind with your food. They could limit your portions, say things that make you doubt your choices, or even suggest that you're eating in a bad way. They made you look like the bad guy and made you feel bad for just taking care of yourself. And sometimes the way they do things is just plain weird. In the name of taking care of you, they snatch food off your plate and put it back in the pot for no reason. My dad used this modest but weak form of power play all the time with my mom and sister. They felt put down and unimportant afterward. They might also force feed you, which is an invasive act that makes you feel violated and helpless. I remember very clearly a time when I wasn't hungry at all, and my failure to eat made him very angry. It hurt him personally and made fun of his power, he thought. I told them, I'm not hungry, but they didn't listen. It's a scary reminder of how much power they have over your life, even the most basic things like what you eat. I told him, I'll eat later, but he tightened his hold on my neck. He made a ball of food in his hand and pushed it into my mouth with force, as if I were nothing but a trash can. It felt like I was drowning, and I soon threw up. But instead of making me feel better, he hit me, as if my automatic response were a choice to be rude. It was silly. They look at everything, even at the dinner table. Even though they act like they don't care, they are watching every bite you take and are ready to attack at the smallest deviation from what they expect. No matter what, if you leave anything unfinished, they will be very angry and call you selfish and useless. Think of those less fortunate, they'll tell you, making you feel bad for having preferences or believing in yourself. Their egos won't let you have off days or times when you don't want to do something. They have never heard of the idea of being flexible. They may waste money carelessly, but it is absolutely forbidden to talk about their excesses. Anything that causes them a small amount of trouble turns into a chance to get paid, taking full control of the situation. The fifth place on the list is like being forced to take part in a cult-like eating experience. My dad made sure we all ate together because he knew how important it was for families to eat together. It's said to bring the group together and make them feel safe. In fact, though, it was a place where manipulation could grow. My dad could keep the group under control and show who was in charge by making sure everyone ate at the same time. It was a form of war against the mind. It wasn't possible to refuse to eat these meals with other people. That would be seen as leaving the family unit and betraying them. It would leave them open to being manipulated and scared because they would have no one to target. Narcissists hate being left out or left alone. They need to be noticed and accepted, and if you show them that you don't want to be around them, they will get angry. Not going to eat with them was like breaking a promise, going against an unspoken deal. No matter how late they were or how they didn't care about your needs, you had to follow their rules. Tell me your story. Anyone who wanted to eat had to eat with my family, even if they didn't want to. This is something that really happened to me. This made me understand how many other people have problems with their relationship with food. Some people don't do it at all, while others do it when they're mad. Some people even develop eating disorders like anorexia because they connect food with bad feelings. Can you connect to any of these bad eating habits that narcissists spread? Tell us about your events in the space below. You never know, other people who have been through the same things